ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you'd please type the number 1 in the chat box in that comment section, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. In other words, I'm talking to myself for the next 30 minutes or so. Actually, today might be a lighter day. We got very few candidates doing anything out there today with Newswise driving us. So we'll take a look, see what we've got. Morning, everybody. I see a lot of the regulars in here, a couple of new. Welcome, everyone. As we get going here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendation. If you like what you see, go ahead and follow along on the various social platforms that we have. If you like what you see, which is nothing, right? Go ahead and follow along with each and everything that we do out there, guys. You won't be disappointed with the various content that gets put out on a regular basis. All right. So with that, I want to go ahead and take a look at the market first. And we start that off, and we do that here with futures. So ES, we're down 30 points. The Dow is down 237. The NASDAQ is down 60. The RUT's down 14 points. Bitcoin is down $3,000, $3,000 to 31,770. Ethereum is up $220 to 1968. Gold is down a little bit, $5, and then crude oil. Holy mackerel! They must have saw the Top Gun movie this weekend or something and just taken off. Skyrockets in flight. 118.75. We broke 119 today. There was just someone on CNBC calling for 125 oil, saying that we were at the cusp before we cut out 2 million barrels a day from Russia. And now with that 2 million barrels a day being cut out from Russia, the 125, they're saying actually looks like it may get to 140. So we are in a world of poo-poo right now with what's going to happen with people as far as cost out there. And I know there's a lot of controversy right now over student debt and the government and pay for this, don't pay for that. Folks, when you start looking at all the combination of what's happening out there, you know, you go ahead and we pay off all the student debt for people making $300,000. We're going to let them take 10 grand off of their debt, right? If married, filing jointly, $300,000. $150,000 single, you can take 10 grand off of your debt. You realize someone's got to pay it, which might be you who already paid off your own student debt, right? The government's still going to have to get the money from somewhere. On top of that, we have these increases in price, like, take inflation as an example, but like crude oil going up, and everything out there, every process uses some form of crude in it, right? I mean, heck, it's in dental floss, right? So there are some serious concerns of what happens economy-wise if this continues to happen. To me, you start to see the market down today a couple hundred points on the Dow, and you look at crude, this is not setting us up in the right place. And that, to me, is where the markets start to move, is you start getting these tremendously higher prices. I mean, if we go back and look, if I turn this into a daily chart instead of a 5-minute chart, you know, you could see, here we go. Back here, 2020, we're at $30 a barrel. And look at this, I mean, just propulsion to the upside. Not a happy place to be. What did I do? $72 this weekend to fill up my truck, right? And I got 17-gallon truck or what? I mean, yeah, we got a little low, but still $72. First time I hit $70. It's crazy time. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some trades from last week. Guys, if there are trades that you did from last week, go ahead and drop those trades in. I'd love to see them, whether they were winners, whether they were losers, broke even, funded, not funded, really doesn't make a difference, guys. Go ahead and drop those trades in as a way of sharing with everybody else to see what they did compared to what you did. Now, I did not get a lot of opportunity last Friday to trade. I had some in the morning. Sean came over here. We did construction project in my yard. Hold on a second, guys. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. So I did a construction project, trying to get a lot of opportunity to trade. I mean, we did have from last week, AEO worked out fine. PDD worked out fine. Alta worked out fine. All three of them worked great. I just knew I wasn't going to have the time to manage it. So I set up a SPY trade instead as a pivot trade, pivot points. And I need to figure out how to change colors on the pre-market. But this is, these lighter, where is it? Let me get a drawing tool. These lighter bars to the left of this dot dash line right here, right? These candles are pre-market, right? I've got post-market shut off. So you can see where we closed up. You can see where we opened. Not really as important. I'm not worried about moving averages and such in there at this point. But what we had is pivot points, right? Is what we've got. So there was a pivot sitting right about 410, ran up to about 414, give or take, right? So just about $4 in there. So we opened up, we closed above, we retested. That bounce was an entry right there, right? That was the entry on the pivot. Target 1 is the midpoint. It was just under $2 on the first target. Target 2 was right near the end of the day, right? So we had a nice little move there, about $3.50 overall, 3.25, somewhere around there. So really nice move, guys. A little longer than I wanted it to be. I really not liking being in that until 3 o'clock or so. I think it was 15:10, 3:10, I think it was when we got pulled. I saw, 3:10, right? Was the exit there. So let's see. Sean said $109, don't even start. So did you miss out on an opportunity with it then, Sean? Frankie B said $60 gave me half a tank. Yeah, on SMH. All right, good. Half a tank. Wow. Trip said another nice Friday IBM trade, almost 2 points. Great job, Trip. Let's see. Chris said had to take last week off, managed to sneak a peek Friday afternoon, decided to ride the wave. SPY 78%, Q's 83%. Trip said lots of theta burn on my other trades as well. Yes, we talked about this a little bit last week here, but in masterminds and things like that. Guys, the theta burn is you had a holiday weekend, and theta is time value and an options price. So every day that goes by, the theta is X, whatever X is, right? So if we look at, I don't know, the first symbol on our list today is AUY, right? Good, bad, or indifferent doesn't make a difference, right? Let's see. They got any theta in here? There's really nothing here for theta. Well, it's a $5 stock. That's why. Let's go look at Zoom, $100 stock. Okay. So if we're looking at Zoom, just move that in. Looking at Zoom, and we look, and let's say that you were writing a covered call on Zoom and you sold a $40 40 delta, right, which puts us at about the 114. It has a theta of 50 cents. So that $2.22 price, assuming Zoom stayed exactly at 111 today, never moved, that 222 will drop by 50 cents by the end of the day, right? By the time the market opens up again, 24 hours, it's going to drop, right? So theta is how much time value deteriorates. So we had Friday to Saturday, Saturday to Sunday, Sunday to Monday, and 3/4 of a day from Monday to Tuesday when the market opens up. So massive theta burn on any covered calls, naked puts, diagonals, whether they're put diagonals, call diagonals, they all work the same way, right? All right, so let's go take a look at today's candidates. Great job, by the way, for everybody on the trades from last week. That is fantastic. Let me go grab Omega charts. I've got a list built out. We only have 3 symbols on our list, guys. So if and I've got one other I want to add as a bonus. But whatever stocks you want me to take a look at, drop them in now because we're kind of at the end of the rope already. There's only 3 in there today. It's a Monday. It's a Tuesday. After a holiday, not a lot out there. Even upgrades and downgrades, they're minimal of any effect whatsoever. So AUY, right? They're a buyout by GFI. GFI has monthly options only on it, so I didn't pay any attention to it. They're a $5 stock. I don't remember what the buyout price was, but they're up 86 cents right now to 603, right? So let's pull that option chain over. So I don't know where we're going to wind up being this morning, But when I sell puts, I love selling with a delta of about 20. Right now, I had a delta of 9. I had a delta of 31. So a little bit tough in there. Again, much lower price stock. I need to see where things open up this morning. But right now, we're at 601. If they're talking about they agreed to be bought out, is what the story was. So, that's it. They're in the process of it now, unless government or somebody shoots it down. And it's Canadian, by the way. It's a Canadian company, Canadian gold company. So unless government or something shoots it down, I'm going to be looking for a naked put with a delta of 20-ish, right? I'm also going to look at a covered call with a delta of 40, right? So if I were looking at it right now, again, I don't have it. I don't have a 40 delta, and things have moved, so I don't know where we're at. But with us being at $6, right, that 6.5 may be the strike that we sell. And heck, I may go right ahead and sell. I may buy the stock at 6 and sell the 6, depending on what I can get for it. Once the market's open, we'll see where it's at. But things are just wacky right now with its news. But it is a low price stock, so you're gonna have to contend with that. But we've got to wait for the market to open, right? But I like buyouts like this. They're big for me, right? Especially low price. NIO, NIO is our next one, right? So NIO, they got an upgrade from Morgan Stanley. So right now, NIO is trading at 1739, right? So if I bring this in a little bit, there we go. 3. Let's bring it back that way. Okay. So 1739, we're sitting up here right now. We're going to look at a naked put. And that naked put, I want it below 16. So right now, if I looked at the 16 on the puts, they were trading at 44 cents on Friday. If I went to the 20 delta, you'd get 30 cents for the 15.5, right? So you'd be further away. You'd get a little bit less premium, but my risk, there's only a 19% chance that this option goes against me come the end of the week, right? So that's huge, okay? So we're going to look at a naked put below 16. Again, we'll look at the delta of 20. Is my favorite way to contend with it. Could you do a diagonal spread on it? Let's see. So if we were going to sell the call on it, we would sell, assuming Friday's numbers, right? We would sell that right there. And then we go out 120 days. We go find an option that has a 65 to 85 delta. Here's a 71 delta, has 100 plus open interest right there. We've got the mid price is 443. We're going to buy this option. We'll change it to one contract. We go with the mid price, right? 433. So right now we're going to lay out $4.33. We've got a $3 profit if we're exercised, which means we'll make $3 on. We'll receive $3 for closing the trade out, but we're spending $4.33. So we have a couple of weeks left on this at the, what was it, 20 cents? I think. Me thinketh. 18. No, we got 80 cents. No, there we go. That's better. 20 cents. Okay, 20 cents. So we received 20 cents for it. We've got about 4 weeks, got about a month and a half that you'd have to do this trade on a diagonal. It's always tougher on the lower price stocks. Anything under 5 weeks is under 6 weeks is okay. You get over 6 weeks and you push it. I really like to see it 3 weeks or less as far as break-even point. All right. So that's on NIO. Guys, any trades you want me to take a look at, drop those symbols in. All right. And then we've got Zoom is our last one. Zoom got a double upgrade. They got upgraded to whatever it was, from a hold to a buy, whatever that was. And then they got upgraded to like a conviction list or something from the same broker. Again, don't know who it was. But so right now, Zoom is, they're only up 17 cents. So they've come down. All right. So Zoom was up a bit higher in pre-market. All right. They were up a bit higher in pre-market. They've come down nicely. They were up about 112.5. They're now at 110.5. So they dropped $2. They were up nicely before things with the energy and some of that started coming out. So where are we then? So we're at 110.59. We're about where we are now. I mean, where we closed on Friday, that's about where we are now. So nothing exciting here, guys. On Zoom, I'd like to see the retest of the 108 level. Then I'm going to look for a long call. All right, caution with the market being down today because you are fighting the overall market here. All right, so that's just an FYI. The one that I had that was a bonus, one of the stocks I like right now is PANW, right? So if I go back over to TradeStation, PANW, right? So we pulled back. Well, right now, look at that big gap. Look where we were, guys. We were up here at 514. We're now at 502. Okay. So how quickly, right here at 8:15, we're at 508. And now just a few minutes later, we're at 502 and jingle, right? So we're down $4.53. I was looking at PANW as a potential bullish entry with a bounce because we had started moving up. So I was looking for the pullback and the bounce, but where did we go? We came all the way back down here to 402. Our moving average, the green line, the 21 moving average is at 504.5. So things have dramatically changed from when I prepped for us this morning till right now. I mean, you look at ES, we're down 29. So we're up a little bit from where we were when we started at 8:30. But overall, we had a nice slide off there, right there at that 8:35 candle with the economic reports was where we got the big pullback. So I'm not liking PANW unless I can get a bounce. But here's my plan for today, right? Retest the 504 level, right? That was my thought. Retest that 504 and bounce. Right now, we're at 502. So we're going to put that down as retest of the 500, which puts us into this dot dash line, right? Bounce, get above 504.5, which is the 21 moving average, and retest it. So what am I looking at there? Well, if I stretch this out this way to make it bigger, easier to see. So what I'd love to see happen is we make a move down into this level. You just change color. Right? So there's the 21 moving average, let's say, right? So we come down and we retest that 500 level, break above the 504.50 level, retest and bounce, and that's the bullish entry. If we fail on this to the downside, I've got to be very careful because I don't have a whole lot of room to the downside there. What I do like, if we continue pushing down, the only true bearish bias we had from last week, from Friday, is W day. All right, W day is the only one. Right now, they're up a penny. So they're at a break even. They're the only one that was bearish from last week. Right? All right, let's see what you guys dropped in here. So John said SPY. All right, let me pull that up. And let's grab it here. SPY current price 412.10 in between fibs. Have to go off pivots. Yeah, I agree. We're right in the middle there on SPY. Let me just shift over here. We're right in the middle on SPY. There's nothing there. It is definitely a pivot play. As I said, I figured out on my pivot points how to bring up the pivots for the morning. So I already see or can see where my levels are today. So, John, if we're at that 411.81 pivot, that would be the bounce or break is what I'd be looking for if I can get a break there. And you got 407.75. So it's about a $4 move which means I'd scale out at the midpoint of half the trade. All right. So I like the setup, John. I'm all with you. That's exactly what I'll be looking at today as the market opens. All right. And then Robert said, looking to take some calls on XLE and Adobe. All right. So XLE. Let's just do XLE, Rob, without the S, right? Oh, no, let's go here. My bad. That's fine. XLE, let's see where they are today. All right. An Adobe and Oxy retest and bounce out the fib lines. All right, so we're a little bit away on XLE right now, Robert, unless you break out that, well, we're at 90 right now, right? So we did. We are above that 89.40 retest bounce. Yes, 95 is your target zone, right? So right about 94 would be the exit, right? Adobe. It's bullish bias. Remember earnings, Robert, June 16th confirmed, right? So keep that in mind. They're the only one on pop that's our midpoint for us. Adobe is down $3.22 right now to $4.25. So I'd love it to come back and retest, as you said, Robert, to that 417 level and bounce. That's exactly what I would look at as a potential entry. Just keep in mind, fighting the overall market condition. Oxy, which energy stocks we may see some bounce today just because of what's going on with oil. If we look at Oxy Petroleum, OXY, let's see, right? So right now, Oxy is at 73 and 80 is our target. So you got plenty of room there, Robert. You may have to split that with a Fibit, but plenty of room to move to the upside. So I am liking it if we can get the retest, right? Oh, there we go. Hope that helps, Robert. Let me know in the comments below. John's asking for BITO, B-I-T-O or BITO. All right, very ugly. I still own a bunch of this, so still have my shares. We'll sell covered calls with a delta of around 20. So if we look at BITO, right now it's up $1.75. Yeah, that's the move on on Bitcoin this morning. So if you're looking at a delta of 40, that puts you at a 20 as far as the strike with 14 cents for the week. You can go further out to get a little bit more time, a little more premium on it as well. But yeah, listen, if it's sitting there and you can generate cash flow off it, to me, I think you need to do it. Alibaba. Robert's asking for Baba. Okay. So on Baba, where is it? Where is she now? Baba. $3.50 to the upside. Alibaba, we had a neutral bias on. It's up $3.50, which puts it at 97 bucks right now. So we're just shy of that 100 level. Be careful there, Robert. Get above the 100, bounce and go. You got 109 as your target. But unless you hit the 100 and fail with the rest of the market, back down towards that 92. Don't worry about the brown moving average. We don't focus on that for targets and stops and so forth. It's only the green and the pink that we're worried about, which is the 8 and 21. All right. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments below. And guys, if you like what you see, throw some thumbs up, and it helps us immensely with the algorithms with YouTube. They love seeing that stuff. Hit that like button. AEO holdover from last week, Paul said. Okay, what did you do on it, Paul? We had it down as a bear call spread. Where is AEO right now? They're down another 61 cents, Paul. So if you did the bear call spread, it's awesome. You just want to go ahead and watch premium. If you can get out of this, I'm assuming you did this week, but if you can get out of this and you took in 25 cents and you get out for a nickel, the question is, do you still want to stay in it? There's just that small last little bit left. You know, is it worth spending 10 minutes scraping the bottom of your bowl or licking the bottom of your bowl to get the last little bit of chocolate off it? All right, maybe chocolate. But Is it worth it for tomato sauce? I don't know, right? Same thing. Is it worth it to scrape and hope that you don't drop that bowl and it slips and it breaks, right? To hope that it doesn't pop back up, go against you, and cost you money. So a little caution there. But I'm glad you're in it. I love it. Frankie's asking for CVX. Frankie's got a trading plan in there. 178.28, current 180.16. If my fibs are correct, so let's see. If my fibs are correct, zero line breakout fell at the 174.84. So my fibs may be drawn a little bit different than yours because I came off of that high with the pullback. That pullback right there, Frankie gave us the 236 pullback. I didn't go off of that very high in there, but you're going to be close enough. Here's the only problem with zero line breakout, right? And when we add, we've got to add in, let me pull this out first. We've got to add in negative 136. Need it or not, it's got to be there. There we go. Okay, there's 136. All right, we haven't made it up there yet. That's the biggest concern with the zero line breakout. Well, actually, let me see. Hold on. It is. It's up there at 180 right now, you said, in pre-market. So we did make it up there. So the pullback to the 174, the bounce, that's your zero line breakout trade. 180 is resistance 1, 186 is resistance 2. So I like the setup, especially if there's a confluence of the 8 moving average with that 174. Right? Hope that helps, Frankie. Let's see. Good, Robert. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, yes, I like the chocolate. Yeah, me too, Paul. Okay, Paul did do a bear call on it. Good. Last one I see in there right now is NVIDIA, NVDA. We've got NVIDIA down right now as a neutral bias and a day trade. Let me see where she is pre-market. NVIDIA. We're down 85 cents, so not a whole lot in there. All right. So NVIDIA, for me, Mike, on NVIDIA, my only trade is bullish on NVIDIA unless we make it up to the 195, right? But I'd really want to see us close near the 195, not get up there and then assume it's dropping, right? I'd like to see them move back to 180.5 and a bounce. That I can contend with because if we break the 180.5, my 8 moving average is in the way. Where am I going? It's blocking me right up front. So it's tough. It's really tough. And with the market being bearish, remember, 70 to 80% of all stocks tend to move in the direction of the S&P 500. So if you focus on directional move only, meaning in direction of the S&P, you've got a better chance of being right instead of going against. And the reason for it is not that this can't go up or that Oxy can't go up or whomever. And there are the outliers that are sector driven, right? Energy that you're going to see going up, right? And so forth. But if you've got a stock that's bouncing, if PANW out of nowhere is bouncing and everybody else is coming down, and it's really not a news play where they just came out with earnings or something. And even with that, is it an overreaction and the market just takes them down just because the strength isn't there and traders are not convicted to stick with it? So caution on it for anybody that's looking at those types of trades. Say said a zero line breakout has to move up to the 136, retest the zero line, and bounce to enter the trade. Yes, say hey. And I don't need to close there, but I needed to at least get there. And the reason for that, who was that company for zero line? CVX. Okay. Had to go back and look at Frankie's comment. I don't remember who it was. I mean, come on, guys, give me a break. That was like 2.5 minutes ago, right? So say hey, the whole idea behind this, actually, let me do this. Let's do it here. Okay. The whole idea behind this, say hey, is I want to make sure that it's got enough legs behind it to push up, right? Just this little breakout here, it failed, right? This little breakout here, it failed. This breakout here, it failed, right? So when we broke out here, we broke out with a vengeance, which is good, but I'd love to see the move up to the 136 because that tells me then, say hey, that we've got enough strength to do it again. We could push that level yet again. And that is the secret behind this trade. There are so many out there that are trading this now from what I've taught here on YouTube and so forth. I mean, from when we taught it, we've had thousands of views on what we've done with this. right? From when I've taught it, I can tell you, I get the emails that say, but I don't know how you got this trade. It didn't work. And I said, I didn't take this trade. It never made it to the 136, or it didn't do this. The rules are very important to follow along with, right? I'm glad you caught it and say, hey, you got it. Triple top on CVX. Yeah, but we broke out. So you're right, Frankie. 1, 2, 3, but we kind of broke out, right, at this point. So it was just, again, it's failed, or a failed triple top. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, and I will see all of you mañana at our next one. All right, folks, see you then. Bye for now.